What criteria do you use in evaluating a Delaware Statutory Trust or a property that's going to be in a DST?
To oversimplify a due diligence process that takes us about 25 hours, when we look at a property, if we're going to consider recommending it to a client, it needs to be three things. Number one, the price needs to be fair. Okay. Ideally, it needs to be at a discount. So we look at the price that the investor is paying relative to the value, fair market value. We're going to run our own value and appraisal analysis by looking at what the bank thinks it's worth, what the appraiser thinks it's worth, and what local properties comp in their market. Okay. So we present all that to investors. So number one, price. Number two, we call it operating model. Okay. Real estate has an economic model that depends on rent coming in on the top and expenses being predictable, let's say, on the bottom. And whatever the margin in is what investors have been making as cash flow. So if we can predict the revenue in based on occupancy rates, rent per unit type, rent per square foot, what is the rent in the local market compared to the rent that's coming in on this property? Is there advantages here, right? Do we have room to grow? That's really important. And then subsequently, the expenses need to be understood and modeled. So what's hurting a lot of real estate investors today is the cost of insurance and the cost of property tax. And so we need to model that in to a pro forma going forward and stress test that. So what JRW Investments does is we stress test about 25 variables that we think matter. And we do that live with an investor. And we say, this is a, you pick scenario. This is a what if scenario. What if occupancy is here? What if rent growth is here? What if we just match to market all of these variables? What is the outcome of this property? And the last piece is the exit strategy. So the exit cap rate, the exit valuation usually needs to be looked at as a good, better, best based on data from the submarket. And we need to have assurances that, the buyer on the back end is going to value what we own.